Kirk's Secret Commonwealth. Introduction. The history of the book and author. The bibliography of this following little tract is extremely obscure. The title page of the edition is 1815, which we reproduce, gives a date of 1691. Sir Walter Scott says in his Demonology and Witchcraft, 1830, page 163, a note, it was printed with the author's name in 1691 and reprinted in 1815 for Longman & Co. But was there really a printed edition in 1691? Scott says that he never met with an example. Research in our great libraries has discovered none, and there is none save that of the 1815 at Abbotsford. The reprint of 100 copies was made, as it states, from no printed text, but from a manuscript copy preserved in the Advocate's Library. On page 54 of the edition of 1815, at the end of the comments on Lord Tarbot's letters, there is a note by the transcriber, that is, the person who wrote the manuscript of the Advocate's Library. See the rest in a little manuscript belonging to Colin Cork. Now, Colleen, or Colin Cork, writer of the signet, was the son of the Reverend Mr. Kirk, author of the tract. If the son had his father's book only in manuscript, it seems very probable that it was not printed in 1691, that the title page is only a title page of the manuscript. Till some printed text of 1691 is discovered, we may doubt then whether the 100 copies published in 1815, and are now somewhat rare, be not the original printed edition. The editor has a copy of the 1815, but is the only one which he has met with for sale. The Reverend Robert Kirk, the author of the Secret Commonwealth, was a student of theology at St. Andrews. His master's degree, however, he took at Edinburgh. He was, and this is notable, the youngest and seventh son of Mr. James Kirk, minister of Aberfoyle, a place familiar to all readers of Rob Roy. As a seventh son, he was, no doubt, specially gifted, and in the Secret Commonwealth he lays some stress on the mystic privileges of such birth. There may be some secret virtue in the womb of the parent which increaseth until the seventh son have to be born, and decreaseth by the same degree afterwards. It would not surprise us if Mr. Kirk, no less than the Reverend Robert Blair of St. Andrews, from 1650 to 1660, could heal a scrofula by the touch, like royal persons Charles III, in Italy, for example. As is known to all, the House of Brunswick has no such powers. However, this may have been, Mr. Kirk was probably drawn, by his seventh sonship, to a more careful study of physical phenomena than most of his brethren bestowed. Little is known of his life. He was minister originally in Belquidder, whence in 1685 he was transferred to Aberfoyle. This was no covenanting district, as there was no bigotry in Mr. Kirk's dissertation. He was employed on an Irish translation of the Bible, and he published the Psalter in Gaelic in 1684. He married first Isabel, daughter of Sir Colin Campbell of Manchester, who died in 1680, and secondly the daughter of Campbell of Forty. This lady survived him. From his connection with Campbells we may misdoubt him for a Whig, but his first wife he had a son, Colin Kirk, W.S. By his second wife a son who was minister of Dornoch. He died, if he did die, which is disputed, in 1692, aged about 51. His tomb was inscribed, Robertus Kirk, A.M., Lingue Hyrenia Lumen. The tomb, in Scott's time, was to be seen in the east end of the churchyard of Aberfoyle, but the ashes of Mr. Kirk are not there. His successor, the Reverend Dr. Graham, in the sketches of the picturesque scenery, informs us that Mr. Kirk was walking on a dunshee, or fairy hill, in his neighborhood, and he sunk down in a swoon, which was taken for death. After the ceremony of the seeming funeral, writes Scott, op-ed, page 105, the form of Reverend Robert Kirk appeared in the relation and commanded him to go to Graham of Duttray, Say to Duttry, who is my cousin as well as your own, that I am not dead, but a captive in fairyland, and only one chance remains for my liberation. When the posthumous child, of which my wife has been delivered since my disappearance, shall be brought to baptism, I will appear in the room, when, if Duttray shall throw over my head the knife or dirk which he holds in his hand, I may be restored to society. But if this is neglected, I am lost forever. True to his tryst, Mr. Kirk did appear at the christening, and was visibly seen. But Duttray was so astonished that he did not throw his dirk over the head of the appearance, and to society Mr. Kirk was not yet restored. This extremely is to be regretted, as he could now add matter of such importance to his treatise. Neither history nor tradition has more to tell about Mr. Robert Kirk, who seems to have been a man of good family, a student, and, as his book shows, an innocent and learned person.